Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I'm super excited to show off the brand new Haus Labs by Lady Gaga Eye Library limited edition eyeshadow palettes. We are going to try them on and of course swatch them in two different lights and talk a little bit about what they're all about. So happy to have you here. Don't forget that you can also join me over on TikTok, Instagram, and on Threads. But we've got a lot to do here. As I said, these little guys are limited edition, and it is the first foray by Haus Labs and Lady Gaga into eyeshadows. Kind of interesting because for so long we have been seeing, and when I say so long, what I mean a few months, but you know, things are a blink of an eye when you're talking about beauty and fashion. But for so long now, we have been seeing one and done shades. I saw a lot of eye pencils, things that are kind of quick and sell quickly on TikTok. So it's interesting to see an uptake in eyeshadow palettes. And we have two here. They are $49 each. They are called the Supernaturals Volume 1 and the Supernaturals Volume 2. Here is Volume 1. 5 limited edition shades for $49 featuring matte chrome and what the brand is calling bio glitter. Yes, bio glitter. And let's show you now the Super Neutrals Volume 2. These are, after all, neutral shades. I've just stuck my finger in one, so forgive that. I can smooth that out. That's just klutzy me. Here is Volume 2. Very pretty, and I will show you them side by side. In fact, let me show you them first in pan, side by side. Volume 1 right here, and then Volume 2, and we'll swatch them side by side as well. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at these swatched in two different lightings. I have most definitely linked these below because they're available on Haus Labs and at Sephora, where I got mine. And you can also check out information in that description bar about our $4.99 a month membership, weekly members only lives. Can't stress it enough, we'd love to see you there. Okay, let's take a look at these in two different lightings. First, we have studio lighting, and we have Volume 1, of course, above Volume 2. So take a look at that. Really pretty. I just want to love these so much, even though I'm going to try them on with you. I haven't had them very long. I've had them long enough to look at them and play with them a little bit, but not to a large extent. So I'm kind of willing myself to love them because, gosh, they're beautiful. Bio glitter. Let's take a look at them now outside in the very warm California sunshine. What do you think? Volume 1 on my arm above Volume 2. I know, they're absolutely gorgeous. Let's try them on and see what we think. We have two palettes and two eyes, so we'll do Volume 1 on one eye, Volume 2 on another. So I've got my mirror here, and we're using some Sonia G brushes today. Okay, Volume 1, let's do a look with it, and I really want to try out these glitters. I love the fact, let me tell you what I love here. I love that Lady Gaga, Haus Labs, are calling these neutrals because they are. And I love that we get these kind of wilder, sparkly shades, but they're not that wild in terms of the actual shade, and then they're grounded by some beautiful creamy mattes. And we can say the same about both palettes. So I'm going to take this Sonia G brush here and go into this shade right here and just put that all over the eye. We will let this eye be our Volume 1 eye. Okay, and I've just kind of, set that with that, and we're going to go into this beautiful cocoa shade right here. And switching, I'm going to go under the eye, with that same cocoa shade. So I'm finding that these shades are extraordinarily subtle, and they are a creamy sort of powder. So they are not thick like Sydney Grace or even some Natasha Denona shadows or the Pat McGrath shadows that are in the 5 pans that just came out. You know how those are kind of thick and creamy? These have the creaminess, but the shadow itself is a little more transparent and thin. Not a bad thing, just a descriptor, if that helps you at all. But I'm enjoying it because I do like the way that it kind of applies in little bits of color. So it's a lot, you can be a lot more careful with it. Let's take a look here at these shades. You can apply these bio glitter shades with your fingers or with a brush. So let's just try this beautiful shade here. First on a brush, because I'm kind of blending it in. All right, these are interesting. So this went on like a little bit of a glitter. Let's really just get into the way the shades perform here. If you're new to my channel, please know I'm a makeup journalist, a beauty editor. I am not a makeup artist. So when I look at products, it's not a tutorial, it's for performance and application, okay? So I'm not trying to give you application techniques, but it's for how these perform. Okay, this is interesting. As I spread it onto the eye, I am seeing a lot of glitter, but it's a very pretty. It's not crunchy. I don't feel the glitter, and it's not giving me any sort of fallout. But just like the powders, it's very gentle and you'd have to build it. Let's put on this beautiful bio glitter with the finger. Oh, much more payoff, much more payoff. Let me show you. My big finger moved onto this area there. Sorry about that. Much more payoff with the finger, like I would say 5 times the payoff with the finger. Let's take this and put it into this shade here and just go into the center. So I'll tell you right now, you're going to use a flat brush, and if you press and move the brush, you'll get a nice pretty layer. But if you want it to be intense and dramatic, you'll need to use your finger. And again, I'm not doing this as a tutorial for application. I'm doing this to test the formula, okay? So let's make sure we understand that. But I do think I got a very, very pretty look. And I'd like to go in with this shade here and just, you know, kind of like that and spread that out a little bit. And I think that made it a little bit of an even nicer look. Beautiful. All right, let's try the second palette. I'm assuming it will be the same experience. I'll tell you what I think of the experience afterwards. Okay, this is the one I stuck my finger into, that shade. Darn it. Okay, so we're going to start with this shade right here in volume 2, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. Just kind of like, again, we have neutral shades. I'm most interested in this one. We have neutral shades here, and these kind of base shades. I'm going to do this in the crease with this beautiful shade here. These kind of base matte shades, applying just like the others. So many, many layers, but they're not skipping. I'm not fighting with them. They're nice and smooth. They're just thinner than other formulas. So you have to build them, but they're not going to fight with you. And let's try this really dark shade where I'm just going to kind of use it here just to kind of darken and lift the eye in the corner. And we'll get another brush here and run it underneath. All right, so that's a really nice base. And we're going to do the same thing here on this eye. I'm going to put this little Kiyaki brush here into this shade right here. Now, some of these shades might be reminding you of shades in, say, Pat McGrath, or I mentioned Sydney Grace, maybe Sydney Grace, Nomad, things like that. If you guys have a swatch request, I do those over on Instagram, and all you have to do is ask me here or on Instagram, and I'm super happy to swatch compare those for you to help you with any buying dilemmas. We can't buy everything. All right, let me show you. It comes off as very glittery, does not feel pokey, is not providing fallout even when applied with a brush. But let's go ahead in with my finger here, because I think we're going to get more. And when I combine this with the emolliency of the natural oils in my finger, it's also appearing less glittery and more powder. So that chunkiness, which isn't much chunk, but still, it's less when it's on the finger than it is on the brush. Let's just go here. Okay, anything that looks like fallout is just me being fairly clumsy with my finger as I test out the application, and limited to the space on my fairly small eyelids. Wow, that's really pretty. And this is a little more gold. I thought it would have more of a green shift to it than it actually does in application. Let's try this pink shade out, shall we? I'm going to get a blender brush here, and let's just go to town with this. I don't know what I'm going to think of the look. Let's give it a try here. Let's go here and a little bit This is a little bit less glittery, this particular shade, even when applied with a fluffy brush. It's almost like a combination between a matte and a shimmer. A shimmat. Oh, I actually like that very much. Look at how it's sheared out. This would be beautiful combined with that really pink blush, also from Haus Labs. And I'm going to take this pencil right here, this pencil brush right here, into this one that I had inadvertently stuck my finger into, and just apply that into the inner corner. So we actually used all 6 shades on this one. I would have liked to use this on the eye. This one does feel nice and creamy, but I think we've seen a lot of shades that look very similar to that. So I tried to put a little more onto the lid. Okay, so here we have our second eye look, which is more based in trying the formula than based in trying to create an exceptional look. I trust the artistry to you guys and to the makeup artists who watch this channel. Before we get to the summary, please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. I have about 18,000 subscribers now, and gosh, I'd love to get to 20,000 before the end of the year. A lofty goal, but I hope we can do it with your help. Okay, in summary, I find these shadows absolutely beautiful. They require a little bit of patience, not for the struggle. There's no struggle, no skipping, no dryness. Beautiful application, but they build up slowly. I prefer that. I really do, but some of us are used to that really impactful, powerful. This is a little bit of a slower build. The Bio Glitter shades are lovely. You're going to get drama when you apply them with the finger, and you're going to get subtlety and a little more glitter when you apply them with a flat brush. Neither are giving off any sort of fallout, and both are extremely tasteful neutrals done in very wearable shades. The Bio Glitter adds that little bit of oomph, but you can also you can tone it down. I would say these are lovely palettes. They're just in time for the Sephora sale coming up, aren't they? They are not to be missed this holiday season. Just as we've looked at so many eyeshadow palettes, and I've got Natasha Denona coming up soon, maybe even tomorrow, with this larger Xenon palette. We're trying to make room in our budgets for these things. You probably don't need both of these, but I'm sorry to tell you, I think you got to make room for one of them. I do. I really, really do. They are lovely. So let me know what comparisons that you need between these shades and others, because I know we can't really get everything. So I'm here to help you over on Instagram for some swatch comparisons. Let me know what you need. Ask any questions below. Please give your opinion. This is what makes us a community here on YouTube. Don't forget to like and share. Make sure that you're subscribed, please, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. I've got Valentino coming up, By Terry coming up, as I said, Natasha Denona coming up. We are busy nonstop here. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.